Today we're gonna talk about a Codename Kids Next Door character. An interesting one of the many interesting ones. We're gonna talk about number one, Love. Yep, you heard that right. He is the leader of the Jamaican Kids Next Door, Sector J, which we can only presume stands for Jamaica.
No shit, Sherlock!
Now, I have a lot of questions about this, but I'll talk about that later. Also, for those who don't get the reference, One Love is a play on the popular song One Love by popular Jamaican musician Bob Marley. I feel like I've already said 100 times in this episode. In all, he made 4 appearances in Operation Holiday, Operation It, Operation Zero, and Operation Interview, and we'll talk about each. Number One Love was voiced by Keith Ferguson. He's also voiced Beauregard Q Kazoo, or Blue for short, who you know from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, another classic from the mid-2000s era of Cartoon Network. And he also played Han Solo in the Lego Movie from 2014. Number One Love is first seen in Operation Holiday, or Hamsters on Leave in Disastrous Airline Yarn, aired January 21st, 2006. In this episode, the Kids Next Door hamsters are sent to Jamaica for their yearly vacation. For those of you who don't know, hamsters are used to power the Kids Next Door tree houses. Of course, it doesn't take long for the Jamaican stereotypes to start.
Another mango smoothie, man!
Number One Love is almost finished hosting the K&D Senior Command Super Relaxing Retreat and Ice Cream Social, also a yearly event, and about to welcome the hamsters. The island seems to be a popular location for Kids Next Door vacations. There's a whole plot going on, so let me talk about that a little. Number One's love interest, as in number one from Sector 5, not number one love. Number One's love interest, Lizzie, is looking for him to give him a pie, and it is revealed to her that number one is in Sector J at the same sector leaders retreat, along with number 10, which sparks some jealousy, and this leads to her heading down to Sector J along with number 2, number 3, and the hamsters. Her suspicions end up being revealed to be unfounded though, as it is mentioned that number 1 and number 10, voiced by Tara Strong by the way, are actually cousins, ruling out any potential relationship between them. It appears the Sector J operatives are exceedingly relaxed, just listening to music and drinking mango smoothies in the middle of all that's going on. There's a whole scene where number 1 is in a crisis moment and is being offered mango smoothies the whole time. I'll admit it's a little funny. From that same episode, and this has nothing to do with number 1 love, but I thought this right here was a little funny too.
And what's wrong with dating Nigel Uno? Nothing if you like bald workaholics who wear rainbow monkey underwear.
In Operation Zero, or Zero Explanation Reveals Origins, which is the first Kids Next Door movie, aired August 11, 2006, he can be seen briefly at the end of the movie among the crowd of K&D operatives. Next, he makes a cameo in Operation It, or Indecisive Time, which is unusually short for a Kids Next Door title, and also an unusually long segment. It spans the entire episode. It was aired August 24, 2006. This episode surrounds the selection of a new Supreme Commander of the Kids Next Door, which is done through a game of tag, as number 362 no longer wants this role. Number 1 love can be seen in the stadium listening to music when the announcement is made, and back on the beach listening music during the game of tag. Are you seeing a pattern? It's at this point when an operative attempts to sneak up to him, but he sees it from a mile away. He can also be seen further along in the episode having a drink with number 5. Finally, in Operation Interview, or it's now the extra really very interesting end wrap-up story, which is the final episode of the Kids Next Door, aired January 21, 2008. He and the other Sector J operatives are, among other sectors, involved in a scavenger hunt held by number 74.239, with the delightful kids from down the lane's cake as the prize for the winner. On a side note, number 1 ends up winning the scavenger hunt. Unlike the other shows and episodes I've talked about thus far, this character and the episodes he's in, I never watched any of these during the period they aired, except maybe Operation It. I feel like I've seen it somewhere, but not quite sure. So there's little or no nostalgia for these, which allows me to look at them more objectively. The entire segments are filled with ridiculous stereotypes. Sector J seems to mostly be concerned with drinking mango smoothies, listening to music, and lounging on the beach. Never mind that turbo fake accent, but you know what? I don't even think it's offensive or anything. It's just so over the top, it actually ends up being funny. And to be honest, everything about Kids Next Door is over the top and ridiculous. That's my take. I'd love to hear what you think. My only questions are, is there only one sector in Jamaica? And why are they barefoot? And why doesn't Numbuh love wear underwear?
Easy man, no underwear.
I hope that's not a stereotype. And what is Numbuh's real name? Probably Jeremy and Campbell or something like that. Anyways, the episode, which includes Operation Holiday, overall seems to have been well received with an IMDb score of 8.3 out of 10 based on 91 reviews at the time of recording. Though I'm not sure how much of that would be attributed to Operation Holiday, as Operation Canyon was also featured in the episode. I won't discuss the other ratings of the other episodes and movie since his role was minimal in those. Now, in closing, generally I'm not a fan of characters being played by people not from the culture they're playing. But the fact is, usually if you're not a part of the group being represented, a lot of times you may not even notice the difference. Also, if it is authentic to the culture, it may not connect with the actual target audience. At least in this instance, it's a kids show and the stereotypes come across less offensive based on the overall tone of the show. And that being said, that was my look at the KND operative Numbuh Love. Thanks for listening to the end. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like and check out my other videos. Until next time, see ya.
This be some good pie, man.